Namaste everyone, and welcome. Today we are going to practice some arm balances. And arm balances can be a little tricky, they can be a little challenging, but the point is to have fun here in Feel Good Flow. So do what feels good for you, and if you do have some stuff going on with your wrists, I will definitely be offering you some variations so that you can still practice and get the benefits. So let's begin on our backs in a supine position. And we're just going to get into the core and create some awareness in the core to begin with. All right. Taking the feet mat distance apart, just sense the ground. Start to elongate the breath and come into the moment. This is your time to practice. And it's so important that we carve out time for self-care so that we can do all of the things that we need to do with all of the heart qualities, patience, love. Yeah. Fill in our cup so that we can help fill others. So let's just begin with a couple of windshield wiper knees. So on the exhale, releasing the knees to the left. Inhale, nice and slow. 2, 3, 4. Exhale, right. 2, 3, 4. Inhale to center. And exhale. Inhale, center. And just gently feeling the twist in the low back, maybe looking in the opposite direction. Just taking your time and exploring the mobility of the spine and just making it feel good. One more on each side. Good. And then bringing your knees into your chest. Make a few circles to the right on your lower back. A few circles to the left. Rock the length of your spine. Wake up the spine. And then come onto your back for some single and double leg raises. So stretching your legs out long, and you can choose your hand variations. So if you want to keep your palms by your hips, this is level 1. Or if you'd like to take it up a notch, you can bring your hands into cactus arms, or bring them all the way up above your head. You choose. Let's begin with the right leg. Make a footprint in the ceiling. Exhale it down. Inhale left. So engaging through the abdominal core. Exhale it down. 2. And out. Creating awareness in your feet, in your toes, stretching out through your heels, feel the back of the knees. One more time on each side. Now you can continue with the single leg raises, or take it up and let's go for the double leg raises. Zip up the legs so that you feel the inner thighs magnetize towards one another, the knees. Let's go nice and slow on the way down and just hover 1 inch above the mat. Try to press down into the lower back. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, exhale. exhale, nice long neck. 2, 3, 4, keep going. And lower. Relaxing your shoulders. And press into the palms if that helps. The jaw, the teeth, nice and soft. Let's go for one more. Lift it up. Hold it at the top in the L shape here. Spread the toes again. Lift through the back of the legs. Feel the hamstrings lengthening and the quadriceps engaging. And then we're going to come down to the count of 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And release all of that. Just let it go. Good work. Okay, so we're going to imagine ourselves in a crow position, but lying on our backs. So bring the palms out in front of you and open the fingers as much as you can. Really feel the activation into the thumb and the index finger. Press it away. Straighten those arms as much as you can. And then again, draw the shoulder blades back and down, bringing the top of the arm bone back into the shoulder socket. So it's like you're pressing the sky away. You're pressing it away. Straighten those arms. And then hug the arm bones into the center line. So you're getting that engagement, the muscles to the bones. Good. And then if you want to kind of bend the elbows just a little bit. And then start to bring the knees, add the legs into the equation. And hug the knees into the upper arms. Keep pressing and then hugging everything in. Open the toes and then maybe bring the feet together. Keep hugging everything in. Now as the knees hug into the arms, press the arms into the legs. Feel that right into the core. Round the back a little bit more and breathe. One more breath, feeling and embodying the crow on the back of the body. And then release. Whew, good job. Rock the length of the spine. And let's make our way into table position. All right, just to bring a little bit of mobility into the hip joints, let's make some circles with the hip to the right, and then out to the left. Good. And then hug the knee into the upper arm here. Exhale, bring it back. Inhale, take it all the way up, hug it into this kind of half crow position. Open the feet, exhale it back. In, one more time, hug it in, and send it back. Good. Come down, back into table. Find your alignment once again. Draw the belly in. So making some circles. And then go the other way. Open the toes. And remembering to engage the left leg as well. Okay, so get nice and strong in the belly. Send that leg out. Even out the weight on both arms. Hug the arm bones in. The neck is nice and long and gaze up. Exhale. Bring the right knee to the upper outer arm. Inhale it back. Let's do 3 more times like that. Exhale. Round it out. With the breath, squeeze it in. And send it back. Last time. Starting to feel that in the glutes, in the abs. Good job. Bring it all the way back. And then set it down. Let's bring the right foot through. And we're just going to practice a little bit with the hips. You can also bring the blocks to the inside of the foot. But let's take that back shin and make it perpendicular with the mat. So here, send the hip bones back. Widen through the hip bones. Just sense into that. And then at the same time, it's like the heels are dragging isometrically in towards the midline. So widening the upper inner thighs. Start to stretch out through the spine. Maybe make some dog arms here, or perhaps cactus arms. Melt the heart. Breathe. So the legs are very strong and active. And the upper body is just releasing down into the ground. One more deep breath. Good, and then start to rock the palms back. Step the right foot back. Come into plank. Just hover here, or you can come onto your knees for a modified plank. Take a breath. Exhale. And then step the left foot through. Come down onto the right knee. So that right knee is back as far as you can. And then start to pivot the shin so you're perpendicular to the mat. And then the body, the torso, comes in between at an angle. Take a breath in, sense the widening in the sacrum, and then send the upper inner thighs back and wide apart. Hug the shins in and back. Open the toes, shoulders back, neck is long. Take a breath in through the nose and let it go through the mouth. Just work the pose. This can be a very active pose. Good job. Start to make your way back up. Turn the back leg. Step back into plank and make your way into down dog. Stretch the arms out nice and long. Legs, take the whole mat, widen, and then feel the knees almost widening here too. On the exhale, let's bend the knees and hover in towards the mat. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, coming back. Drop down into your heels. Send the thigh bones back into space. Breathe in and exhale. Coming down, bend the knees, widen the knees as much as you can, and keep arms nice and long. 2, 3, 4. I call this one turbo dog. And stretch the legs nice and long, straight. Let's do that one more time, you guys. Come onto the toes, bend the knees, come down, hover. Make that torso and the arms nice and long. You can almost sense the arm bones hugging into the midline, and then take the shoulder blades back. Breathe. Feel the fire in those legs. 2, 3, and 4. Very good. Just take a moment, come down onto your hands and knees, and make your way into child's pose, coming onto the forehead, and just bringing the arms by your heels. Just let it all go. And knowing that you can always do variations in any of these poses, but here in child's pose, just coming into that place of offering up yourself, the humility in this pose that it evokes. Feel the breath. Very good. Okay, so we're really working the arm balances and the core. Let's make our way back onto the floor and come onto the forearms. Sometimes it helps to kind of get a gauge on space if you use a block in between the palms, and the thumbs go kind of right in front of the block, or you can measure out your elbows, because you don't want your elbows to be out here. You want to stack the elbows underneath your shoulders so that you're getting a nice strong foundation. So if you want to use the block, that's also a great way to measure it out. Press into the forearms, press into the palms. Good. Okay, so you can choose to practice on your knees and just work the actions here. Or if you wish, coming into a full forearm plank and breathing, take the gaze in front of you. Feel the abdominals engage, the oblique muscles. Keep breathing deep into the diaphragm, filling the lungs. Neck is nice and long, and press into all of your fingers and the forearms to lift the hips a little more. Lift the thigh bones, the legs are active and long. Press out through your heels. The ankles are hugging energetically towards one another. 3 more deep breaths here. 2 and 3. Come on to the knees and just take a moment. Repose it in child's pose. Just allow your seat to drop into the heels. Sense the breath in the back of the body and the kidneys. Allow the neck and the head, everything to release and to relax. Nice job. Okay, so coming back onto your forearms, we're going to practice a forearm plank, side plank. So let's start with the right side. So make the right palm, the right forearm, kind of come into a 45-degree angle. And we're going to start to come onto the outer edge of the right foot. So finding that stacking, the elbow underneath the shoulder. And if you want to do this on your knee, you can also do this on your knee. So just take a moment to set it up. So if you're doing the full forearm plank, those legs are glued together and the hips are lifting up as much as you can. Another option here is to bring the front foot in front of you or behind you. Lift the left arm up, stretch. Maybe bring that palm behind the head, a little bit of a back bend here, and press the hips forward, breathe. Keep pressing into the right palm, and exhale. Just take a moment here, come onto the shins, and feeling that. Good. Make your way back onto those forearms. Let's bring the left arm into a 45 degree. Choosing if you'd like to practice Vashisthasana on your knee or with the full leg, you're going to roll onto the outer edge of the left foot. And this time I'm going to bring that right foot behind me. Lifting the hips, the buttocks, and almost like you're squeezing the tips of the shoulder blades together to shine the heart forward. Soak it all in, the energy that you're creating, and just enjoy the moment the best that you can. Bringing the palm behind the head, maybe trying a variation, maybe bringing it behind the back to the kidneys. Keep bringing the breath and puffing it right into the back body. Good. And coming back down onto the knees. Take a moment in child's pose. Just sensing the body, the bones, the muscles. And when you are in these reposes, just trying to find this space to quiet the chitta. The chitta is what's called the fluctuations of the mind. As yogis, we're always curious about the spaces in between things, the spaces in between our thoughts. What's there? Very nice. Now stretch the arms out nice and long. Come back into downward dog. Let's do a full sage pose. Inhaling, coming into plank. You can choose to come onto your knees here, or to roll onto the right side, do the right outer edge of the foot. You can choose to have the one foot in front of the other, put that foot here as a little bit of support, the left foot, or behind you, or stack the legs and zip them up. Let's take the left arm behind the back. Try to bring the neck and the head in line with the spine, and keep pressing the earth away. 2, 3, and 4. Bringing the left palm to the mat. Either take child's pose or choose to do a vinyasa. Exhale. Come back down, downward dog. And let's inhale for the opposite side. Stacking the shoulder on top of the wrist. And choosing your foot placement. And the arm variation. Get playful, get creative. Maybe doing some circles. Whatever's calling you in this moment. Keep lifting lifting your hips, engaging the legs, the feet, as much as you can. And then coming back into full plank, look ahead, exhale, knees, chest, chin, inhale, up dog, and exhale. Take a moment, coming back into child's pose. Now, imagining yourself coming into a beautiful crow. Just visualize that. What does that look like? Okay. So you may want to use a block for this one. And just start to come up out of child's pose. And we'll make our way onto our hands and knees. Okay, so taking the palms about shoulder distance apart. And coming up so that the legs are mat distance apart. So try to straighten the arms as much as you can. And if you need to bend the knees, please do. And then what we're going to do is just kind of come into those chaturanga arms. So you're bending the elbows back a little. Find the space between your shoulders and your neck. So make that length. And engage the wings on your back, your shoulder blades. So you're hugging everything in. So just feel that first. And you can play around with kind of transitioning the weight into your palms and coming onto your toes here. And this might be enough for today. If you want to try kind of playing around with the block, you can bring the feet up onto the block because that gets the hips up higher. And then here, eventually you want your arms straight in crow. But in the beginning, it's very helpful if those elbows are bending straight back so that you can kind of create a shelf with your upper arms. And then bring the knees up towards your armpits. So here you're hugging the knees into the upper arms, and the upper arms are pressing back into the knees, your yoga. So you can just play around here. Maybe lift one foot, see how that feels. Lift the other foot. Take a break, whatever is feeling good for you. Okay, so that is an option. And then, to play in the full crow pose, let's see where we go. 1 foot, 2 foot, hug it all in, take the gaze forward, and claw into the fingertips. Try to straighten the arms as much as you can and engage in the stomach. Exhale, come down. Let's come into a squat here. Bringing the palms to your hearts. Press the legs in and root down through the tailbone as you lift through the spine. Let's try it one more time. Take a forward bend, let it all go. Where is your optimal alignment? And breathe. And coming back into the squat. Good. And back down onto our shins. Now, because because we did a little bit of work on our forearms, I thought it'd be fun just to offer a little variation called baby crow. And this is on the forearms, so it's kind of a different one. So it's crow on your forearms. And it can be a little precarious to get yourself into. So squeezing the arms into center line, get the knees up towards the armpits, and then start to transition the weight forward. Maybe lift the toes up. Hug it all in. Awesome. And then let it go. Good job. So, lots of fun practicing arm balances. Take it slow, have fun with yourself, laugh, giggle, fall, and just go at your own pace. We see lots of crows around here, and I love watching the crows. So when you see a crow next, bust into a crow pose. All right, well maybe not, but anyway, thanks for joining everybody. Hope you had fun with this practice. Namaste.